Hello, today we're going to talk about quantifiers. These are words that we use to answer the questions how much or how many. We have lots of different quantifiers. For example, much, many and a lot show a big amount. A few, a little, a bit show a small amount. Some, any and several aren't really specific about the amount. Enough and plenty show there is a good amount. We're going to look at all of these in a bit more detail. Let's start with much, many and a lot. So much is used with an uncountable noun. Many is used with countable nouns. And a lot, or a lot of, is followed by a countable or an uncountable noun. For example, she has many friends. She has a lot of friends. Mean the same thing. She doesn't read many books. She doesn't read a lot of books. Does she watch many films? Does she watch a lot of films? Moving on to much. He has much sugar in his tea. He has a lot of sugar in his tea. Well, the second sentence is very common, but the first one, we don't tend to use much in a positive sentence. He doesn't drink much water. He doesn't drink a lot of water. We can use both of them in a negative sentence. In a question, does he eat much meat? Does he eat a lot of meat? Notice in these sentences, she watches films a lot. He doesn't eat a lot. We can use a lot without of if we don't follow it with a noun. She has so many friends. He has so much sugar. We can use so with many or much to show there's a bigger difference in amount. Moving on to a few, a little and a bit. A little is used with an uncountable noun. A few is used with a countable noun. A bit or a bit of is followed by an uncountable noun. She has a few friends, for example. She drinks a little wine with her dinner, or she drinks a bit of wine with her dinner. They're both the same. She drinks a bit, she drinks a little bit. You can use a bit or a little bit to emphasize that it's a small amount without of and the uncountable noun. If you're, for example, answering a question or you're referring to something that's already been mentioned. Few buses come on time. Notice here we don't have the article a. So here the meaning changes a little bit. It's a bit more negative. So if we say a few buses come on time, that's a bit more of a positive meaning. Whereas few buses come on time, that means that not enough. It's not a good number. There's little salt in this dish. In the same way, little without a means it's a negative amount. It's not good. So in this case, there's little salt in this dish. As a result, it doesn't taste good. We can use so, very, or to with either few or little to emphasize the amount. So we can say, for example, very few buses come on time. There's too little salt in this dish. Moving on to some, any and several. Starting off with some and any, we use some in positive sentences. Any is used in negative sentences or questions. For example, there is some milk. There are some cups. There isn't any juice. There aren't any plates. Is there any fruit? Are there any biscuits? We use a singular verb with an uncountable noun. So we use is or isn't with an uncountable noun. We use a plural verb with countable nouns. But can I have some water? Would you like some biscuits? We have two questions here, and they both have some in them instead of any. Well, if the question is an offer or a request, we use some instead of any. That is the only exception. We have several new books for sale. Several is a word that means more than a few. We only use it with countable plural nouns. Moving on to enough and plenty. Enough means the right amount. Plenty means more than is needed. For example, do we have enough cupcakes for everyone? We're asking, do we have the right amount? The answer, yes, we have plenty. So the answer suggests we have more than enough for everyone. We don't need to rush. We have plenty of time. We have lots of time. We can take our time. We have enough potatoes, so I won't buy any more. We don't have enough fruit, so I need to get some. So as you can see, we can use enough or plenty with countable nouns and uncountable nouns. Have we got any milk? Yes, but we don't have enough. So this means we have milk, but we have less than the amount that we need. We don't have enough. Notice we can use of with a noun after plenty. We have plenty of time. But enough, we don't use of. We just follow it directly with the noun. Let's do a little bit of practice now. Pause here and think about what word is missing in each sentence. There might be more than one option. And then play when you're ready to check your answers. So, number one, how much do these shoes cost? It's referring to money, how much money. So it's uncountable. Would you like some cake? It's an offer and a question, so we use some. Many people came to the party. People are countable, so we use many. Could I have some tea, please? Again, this is a request, so we use some in the question. Have you got any sugar? Or have you got much sugar? It depends what you're asking. Have you got any sugar means any amount at all. Whereas have you got much sugar? It's asking if you've got a lot or a small amount. We haven't got any milk. We haven't got much milk. Again, a similar meaning. She spent a lot of time on her homework. We don't say she spent much time because time is uncountable, so we use a lot of. There are a few reasons, or there are a lot of reasons why people don't like grammar, depending on the amount. She didn't know much, or she didn't know enough about his family, depending on the amount. Billionaires have a lot of money, have plenty of money. Either is fine. A lot of students, or many students, or several students came late to class. They all show a similar amount. I think we've done plenty of practice today, or enough practice today, or a lot of practice today, either way. Finally, one thing to note is a lot of means the same as lots of. Just be careful with that. Don't write a lots of or lot of without a. Another common mistake is people write a lot as one word. It is two separate words. I hope that's helped you. Thank you for watching.